Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the Lakers win the game 134-107. Second tournament game is in the books. The Grizzlies go down big, and the Lakers walk out of there having tied the franchise record for made threes, 22 threes, shooting, I believe, 64% from behind the arc. Definitely the best three-point shooting game we've had in several years, ever, obviously, when you consider the makes. We shot 58% from the field. I mean, we had so many players on fire in this game, it wasn't even funny. Austin Reeves was 4 for 4 from behind the arc. D'Angelo Russell had 24 points, 6 out of 8 from behind the arc. Rui Hachimura was 8 out of 10. I think he had hit several threes as well. AD had like 6 blocks on top of his double-double. Austin Reeves led the team with 12 rebounds. I mean, it was just one of them games where nothing was missing. I mean, I tell you, it's something to be said from where it look good and feel good, man. They had the black jerseys on looking fantastic. The floor was just shining bright, and the Lakers came out with the right intensity, and the ball just happened to fall in some miraculous ways against a very, very depleted Memphis Grizzlies club that really only had like one guard by the end of the game. And boy, did they shoot pretty poorly, I say, although they had a nice three-point shooting night for the most part. But Jaren Jackson was super cold. 3 out of 14, I believe, is what he was ending up with. And it was a tough night, man. Gilliard shot the ball well from behind the arc. Saldama, I think that's how you say his name, he shot the ball very well, but for the most part, they were just depleted, didn't have a whole lot going for themselves. This wasn't a Desmond Bane type of game. I don't really remember too much of what he did down there. He was kind of quiet for his standards. It was all Lakers all night, man. We just really ran that score up. I thought for a second it looked like we were trying to give it back a little bit as terms of the score itself, but we let them cut it to like 18, but it didn't get any closer than that, man. We were just shooting. I mean, between D'Lo Russell and Rui Hachimura, them dudes did not miss very much at all tonight. I mean, it just like the rhythm they were in shooting the ball, both players were just like phenomenal. And if they're shooting like that, we ain't getting beat by anybody. There's not a team in this league that can beat us when we shoot like this. So that's what I want to just start off by saying. I thought Cam Reddish played a pretty good game. Jackson Hayes popped off the screen with a couple lobs and dunks and stuff like that. Although I will say with Jackson Hayes, I want to see him get in the weight room, man. He had a couple plays out there where I was just like, dog, you getting bullied out there by people half your size. You have got to do some push-ups, man. Get your weight up, because that's where you're really going to be able to see his game pop off. Just want to see him get his upper body stronger. LeBron James was good tonight. I think he had like 16 points, several rebounds, several assists, a real solid Bron game, not over the top, and we certainly didn't have him play too much in the second half. And as I said in the pregame video, what I wanted to see was us blow this team out. They're a bad team this year. They're depleted. It's a tournament game, so we should have the right intensity. And we have a game tomorrow against the Sacramento Kings, so we need to rest our starters, and that's what we did. This game could not have gone any better than this. This is by far the best game the Lakers have had this season as far as our playing. We've had games like the Clipper game we really enjoyed, and beating Phoenix and stuff like that we really enjoyed, but man, we ain't shot like this in years, man. And for it to be on the alternate floor for the first time we've ever had on the alternate floor, first time we ever wore those black jerseys, I'd say this was the type of night you want to have when you're debuting a bunch of new stuff. Phenomenal shooting, man. I'm telling you. I mean, Rui Hachimura, the rhythm he was in that second half was just kind of ridiculous. D'Angelo Russell, I was saying the same thing. Like, these dudes is cooking. Like, they both played like all-stars tonight shooting the basketball. I don't know which one you want to say played better, but I mean, they just didn't miss very much, man. They just got to a point where it's like, dog, they really are tearing Memphis apart. So if we could get this out of them every night, man, we're going to win the dang championship. I'm telling you. Ain't nobody stopping us. We play like this. And that's really where my mind goes, man. You see us put up that many points. The only thing I can say that I didn't love was the turnovers. They had 9 turnovers. We had double that at 18. But other than that, we were killing them, man. We did a great job on the boards, if I'm not mistaken, which is really a thing, considering the fact they had a front court that was kicking tail for most of the time that they have those guys out there. Bismack and Jaren Jackson, you expect for them to really win the rebound total, but not with us out there. Not with Austin getting 12 and AD getting 11, and we just had guys really crash the glass in ways that they needed to. So I thought we addressed a lot of our demons, so to speak. Our first quarter woes did not show up at all. We came out and had a double-digit lead after the first quarter. Our intensity was on point. We shot the ball well, for which we hadn't been doing from behind the arc. We smoked that tonight. Field goal percentage hadn't been good this year. Smoked that tonight. And so I just thought this team really exercised all kinds of demons. And this is how you want to play in the tournament. This tournament has a different type of vibe to it. I gotta say, man, guys are showing up to play for it. I don't know if it's the $500,000 or the NBA Cup or what it is that got guys intense about being in this tournament. But it's been a success in my mind in terms of the intensity. What you want to see early in the season, you ain't never seen you ain't seen this type of intensity this early in the season before. You've never seen that. So I think it's working, man. I think they could do a better job with the floors for the most part, although our floor, I love our floor. I don't have no problem with our floor. But just about everybody else's, I don't like. And I think most people really genuinely feel that way. But from what I've seen, most people like the Laker floor. Ours just look richer than most. It just looks right for some reason. But the Laker jerseys look great to me too. I wasn't a fan of them when I first saw them hanging on a rack, but when I see the guys put them on, I mean, I loved them. I loved them out there tonight. So this was just an all-around fantastic night for the Los Angeles Lakers, man. You talk about showcasing new stuff and then having your team play the best they possibly could. It doesn't get much better than this. And we love the fact that we had a soft matchup because Memphis is not good this year. And it ain't because they don't have the talent. It's just they're missing so many people. Oh, and I want to apologize to Luke Kennard on several fronts. First of all, I couldn't remember his name in the pregame videos. And so that was a problem. And the second thing I want to apologize to him about was I said he was hurt at the halftime video. He ended up getting hurt in the third quarter. He wasn't hurt at halftime. He was fine. He just wasn't shooting well. But in somewhere in the third quarter, he ended up having some knee soreness issues. So I kind of spoke that into existence. So my bad, Luke Kennard. I did not help your cause at all today, but all in all, man, it is what it is. The Lakers just swept the floor. They wiped the floor with the Memphis Grizzlies, just like we did in the playoffs. we have a really, really good rhythm against this team right now. Santi Aldama kind of got into it with AD early in the game, and I thought that just kind of propelled us even further. Him kind of getting tied up with AD and then AD pushing him. He flopped off AD. He didn't have to fall like that. And, of course, Desmond Bain got in AD's face, and that's about all I remember Desmond doing tonight. I kid you not. I don't remember him doing nothing else. So it's a very quiet night for him. And like I said, Jaren Jackson just shot real bad. I mean, this is really, really bad. And I thought a lot of that had to do with AD's defense on him and who we had defending. And I just love what I saw from Austin Reeves, really. I mean, 4 for 4 from behind the arc, 12 rebounds. I think he had like 7 assists. I mean, the boy was cooking something fierce, man. So when you have all those players clicking at the same time, Rui, Austin, and D'Lo all just can't miss, and you got good Cam Reddish, his rhythm is still there. He's shooting the ball well, playing on defense, doing good things. He had it going, and then Bron had it going. AD was doing fantastic things defensively. I mean, you just can't have all of us clicking like that, man. You can't. If we get it all together like that, it's a wrap. Nobody's beating us, including Denver. This is not happening. This is the type of shooting we were hoping to see. The only person who was cold out there actually was 2 players who didn't really have the greatest game. Taurean Prince did not shoot as well as I'd like to see. He was bad Taurean to me, in my opinion. And even though Christian Wood had 10 rebounds, which really helped, I think he was like 1 for 8 shooting the ball. So he didn't have a good shooting night. But we didn't notice because everybody else could not miss. Like literally could not miss. So that's what it's about, man. Los Angeles Lakers just fed off of that new ambiance and the intensity of this tournament play, and we move on. We're going to move into the knockout round. Couldn't be more happy. You had a huge differential in your points. From what I understand, Utah won their game by a lot, but not as much as we did, so that helps in that situation there. And we're undefeated at home, 5-0 at home. You know what I'm saying? We're having trouble on the road, but we're definitely not having trouble at home. Winning all of our games, even though some of them games were really ugly, we still managed to make it a victory each time. So shout out to the LA Lakers. If I'm going to give the game ball to anybody, I think I have to split it between basically 3 players, man. Austin Reeves, D'Lo, and Rui, because they were all just killing it in their own way, man. And ain't no way to really say who actually played the best out of the three of them, because they all just killed it. They all killed it. And with AD having 6 blocks, I think that really stood out big time for me, man. Big, huge blocks, defense all over the place. Team shot the ball well. Everybody shot well, except for Prince and Wood, who contributed in other areas. So this was a raging success, man. We just got to keep our turnovers down. Going up against Sacramento, they're not depleted. I do believe De'Aaron Fox should likely be available for that game. They did get us last time in overtime, and we do owe them. And even though we did have this game tonight, of course, we were able to, rest a lot of guys. We saw Max Lewis and Max Christie in the fourth quarter. More Jackson Hayes play, you know what I'm saying? More Christian Wood. So we should be about as fresh as we could hope to have been in a back-to-back. So this is great, man. I couldn't be more happy. And as I told you guys, I wanted to do some talking about something else that had nothing to do with our game. Draymond Green, man, I don't know what he's going to do. The Minnesota Timberwolves beat the Warriors tonight in a tournament game of their own. And when the tip-off began, he basically was trying to stop what was already a scrum going on between McDaniels and Clay. And Clay, I guess, and McDaniels had gotten tied up off a tip-off. The game nobody had even scored yet. Off tip-off, they were already getting tied up. Got into a little bit of a scuffle. I guess Rudy Gobert attempted to put Klay Thompson in what looked like a headlock. He was going to try to pull him off by wrapping his arm around Klay's throat, and Draymond jumped on him like, I don't know what, man. He jumped on that dude like a wrestler. He jumped on that dude like an animal. I don't think many people really want to get into physical altercations with Draymond Green, man. He knows what he's doing in these situations. And he jumped he jumped on dude quickly, man. He jumped on him quickly and effectively and pulled him down. And I think he just held on to him a little too long, was choking him a little too much. And I'm wondering how the fallout's going to be. I think Draymond gets suspended. Maybe multiple games. I mean, you try to play peacemaker, but you got to know when to stop, bro. You can't keep a guy in a chokehold for like 10 seconds, 11 seconds. So that's what I wanted to tell y'all. That's a scrum I'm sure you're going to see all over SportsCenter. It's going to be the highlight of the week. And then maybe like 25 minutes later, we had our scrum in our game in LA. So it's like this tournament play provides a different type of intensity, man. I gotta admit, I think it's maybe the money. I think it's the $500,000 each player. I think they really want that, man. I don't know if it's the cup. I don't know if it's bragging rights, but you don't usually see guys get this intense about anything this early in the season. Not like this. So it's great, man. Every play matters, and the fact they make point differential a factor makes it even more so that you will likely see situations where teams don't give back leads, and I really like that aspect. I think we probably would have been a little soft in the second half if that wasn't a real thing, but instead we ran the score up, and just our guys just stayed in a good rhythm, and it kept that killer instinct that you often want to see is what I saw from our Lakers tonight, man. Killer instinct. Team's already down by 18. We want to beat them by 100. And guys like Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell, Max Christie, everybody who played in that second half, man, Jackson Hayes, Cam Reddish, they kept that foot on the gas, man. They were not playing games around with this Memphis Grizzlies team. They wanted to beat them by as much as possible. And I just thought that we just did what we needed to do to display killer instinct, real, genuine killer instinct. And not every Laker team from year to year to year has that. There's been many a time where I looked at our team and said, we don't have no killer instinct. But tonight, I see that this team has that naturally. It's in them. And so it's going to come to help us as the season progresses, as this tournament progresses. I hope we can tap into our best potential and display what we showed tonight once again, because this was a measuring stick for just how good our team really can be, man. And if we get everybody back, we're even better. Obviously, Vando's on the way. Jalen Hood-Schifino, I saw, was doing some workout drills tonight, earlier in the day, rather. So he should be on his way back. He's at least upright and moving. Gabe Vincent, I don't know how far along he is in his recovery, but it looks we can see a path to our guys coming back, man. We can see a path to it. I didn't know Jalen was up until today, so that's big. That's big for us. Those guys are running now, so hopefully they'll be back by the end of next week or something like that, and we can see what our full team looks like. Knock on wood, we don't have any more injury issues. But with the rhythm these guys are in, our role players in right now, it's gonna be tough if we can carry that into Sacramento tomorrow, man. Hopefully our guys get a nice rest. I think that game is in Sac. I think it is, but I'm not certain. I'm not certain where that game is, but I do know regardless we do play Sacramento, and hopefully the momentum we took from this game can carry over to tomorrow. I do expect we'll probably sit one of our stars. That's just my gut telling me that. LeBron could have missed tonight. AD was day-to-day, so we'll probably rest one of them dudes. So we'll be prepared for that. But if we rest a guy like Bron or something like that, with the way Rui's playing, I'm pretty sure he's just going to keep on kicking tail, man. And so I like it, man. We hadn't had a whole lot to be happy about as far as our team play. We did like our record based on how poorly we had played. But over the last several games, we've really been doing good things and just getting better and better and better, beating these depleted teams. You know, we just beat who's in front of us. It ain't our fault these teams are missing half their team. You know what I'm saying? It's not. But I say it like this. Even if we were playing a very good team tonight, I think if we shot this well, they would probably lose. You know, Boston, Denver, this is the night you beat them because you play like this. And so that's what I got to say, man. I'm thrilled. I'm super, super happy for a change. It's been a whole lot to complain about this season, but, you know, we're above 500 once again. Our team is 6-5, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. We might be 5-5. I think we're 6-5 with this win, though. I'm not sure. 6. Yeah, we won 6 games because we won 5 at home and 1 on the road. That's how that's going. So 6-5, as I believe, is our record. And that's what you want to see. You want to see the Lakers climb back into 500 and then climb from here. So kudos to Darvin Ham for keeping good rotations tonight. Usually when we don't complain about him, good things have happened. I thought he did. This is one of the better Darvin games for sure. And, you know, it wasn't a whole lot to dislike. I think Austin Reeves off the bench is a raging success, man. I ain't going to lie to y'all. It's a raging success because not only does he help you in areas that otherwise he doesn't find himself able to in the starting lineup, but he moves out of the way so a guy like D'Lo can be his best. We saw great D'Lo tonight, of course, and then also Cam Reddish's confidence goes up. He plays better in the starting lineup, so it's a good switch off of 3 players. You get more out of all 3 of them when you move them into this type of rotation. I don't know what that means when we bring back a Gabe Vincent. I don't know what that means when Vando comes into the rotation and Jalen comes into the rotation. I'm kind of iffy about how that's going to look because I just like what we got going right now and I don't want to disrupt it. But that's really my thought, man. I love what we're doing with those 3 players and how it looks. And then bringing Rui back in just helps everybody because you're just going to get assists off of him. He's going to score. If he's going to be this efficient, because early on in the season before he got hurt, he was really bricking shots uncharacteristically. But this is the Rui we saw in the playoffs. This is the Rui we traded for. And I am very happy with Rui Hachimura. I'm telling y'all, I know he's like, guys are saying, well, we're going to make a trade. We're going to stick D'Lo and Rui together. But I'm telling you right now, I have no interest in moving Rui Hachimura, man. I really don't. I have no interest in making any trade involving Rui Hachimura. I'm not going to sit up here and say he holds up a trade that brings us a superstar, because I'm hearing a lot about Zach LaVine, and Zach LaVine he's a jet, man. You know, I was down on him last year, but I'm not on him. I'm not down on him now. I just think that his basketball IQ leaves a lot to be desired, but he's an extreme weapon, and you do want him. But for me, I need to hold on to Rui Hachimura, man. I need to keep him out of trades. I really do. Big body, plays well when Bron's not out there, getting better, doesn't have a whole lot of mileage on him, very young, and well developed on both sides of the floor. And he's willing to put in the work and has a good attitude. I don't see any reason to let go of him at a good contract like this. It's on a good contract for multiple years. Oh, no, I can't. I can't see myself being willing to move him, man. Not at all. Not with what I'm seeing. Not with what I've seen as a whole. both playoffs and now what he's giving us here. I'm not up for moving him, y'all. I'm gonna need him to stick around. So, and when D'Lo plays like this, he's hard to move too. To be honest with you, you just love the efficiency. I wish he was a bit more consistent because you don't expect for him to play like this every night. But he's been good, and this is one of those nights where you love having D'Lo on your team, man. Roping threes from behind the arc with a lot of confidence, feeding off of other guys, making passes. He's just been really good this week. Yes, last game he had like 11 assists on top of really good shooting, and tonight with like 24 points on 6 or 8 threes. He just, you know what I'm saying? You see his talent really shine when he's playing like this. So I love seeing it all click at the same time. That's really what you want to see your team be able to do. Now, if we can find this type of consistency on a daily basis, we're gonna move up. We're gonna move up the standings. We're gonna have a good record. So yeah, man, let's go after this tournament. I don't see why we can't do damage in this tournament. We're 2-0, and we've won a massive blowout game, and so that's exactly what you're hopeful to find if you're a tournament contender. And I think we're that, man. When you have a team with LeBron James on the team, Anthony Davis out there, these are competitive dudes, man. You like them in tournament situations. And so I like us. I like us in this. We're doing good, and we're taking it seriously. So that's my thought, man. Everything worked out, man. The floor is great. Love that floor, man. Love that floor. Love those jerseys on that floor. And it ain't a whole lot anybody can tell me about the Laker tournament floor. Everybody else's tournament floor is garbage. Ours is A1 success. That's pretty much it. I think the template was made for us, and we probably should have been the only one with that template. Everybody else should have something different. I really believe that. I think they put the most emphasis on making sure that our floor looked great and kind of just threw crap together for just about everybody else. I truly believe that. So yeah, man, that's my thought on this game. A+ effort for the Lakers. A+ shooting for the Lakers. A+ everything. This is the best way to go when you consider your team has had bad shooting nights, giving up offensive rebounds, losing to teams they had no business losing to, the fact that it's a back-to-back, all these different things, and they close it out with a blowout victory, letting our starters rest. It doesn't get much better than this, man. It really doesn't. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching, and I'm out.